Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about a tool called Lemni that I found today on Twitter. I found them because I saw their website. It looks amazing. You have this nice little UI video in the background of the hero section. You have this really cool button with this nice gradient and this nice hover effect. And as you scroll down, it has a very beautiful website. I mean, I really like the style. Kind of changes from dark mode to light mode. And I also like the product. And so the initial, landing point or discovery point that I had with this brand is via Twitter because I like the design. But then as I was looking into the design, I actually really like the product, the idea of the product of creating AI agents without any code. So this is kind of what I want to show today. I want to show you the interface of Lemni. I want to show you how to get started and what are the different possibilities for you and your business when it comes to the world of AI agents. Now, before we get started with the actual interface and showing you all these different possibilities and whatnot, I want to show you a little example that I made with their great, they have an awesome video introduction, getting started guide once you create an account. So basically they guide you through the fundamentals of understanding the interface and actually creating an AI agent. So I just want to, test the result out right now in front of you guys. So once I basically copy this email, right, I can just click to copy it and it copies to my clipboard. I go back to my email and I just go here and I have to give like some type of negative response, right? Because whenever the AI agent is prompted that whenever it receives a negative response, it updates my Slack group and it sends that this person that sent the negative response like an email saying, oh, I'm sorry that you had a bad experience. Let's just check that out really quick. So I'm just going to put, what's a terrible product? I had such a bad experience. This is just terrible. I want to call the police. I don't know. And then, we paste this email. And what we do is we send it. Boom, we send it. And once that's being sent, we have to just wait a little bit. And we can go back to our inbox. We have to wait until it gets sent. And once it gets sent, about like 5 seconds later, I get this, which first of all, there's an email, right? This is like the email to send to the person. And I can edit this email. I don't know why this is always popping up, but whatever. I can edit this email saying, hi, Lucas, we're terribly sorry to hear about your experience and we want to make sure things are right. So please know that we're here to help and support you. Could you share more about what happened? This will help us adjust. Thank you for your patience. We look forward to it. And we can say something like, no need to call the police. And then we can just approve this. And that's being sent to me, to my email. And at the same time, in my general chat in Slack, says we've received a negative feedback from me regarding a terrible experience with our product. This customer mentioned wanting to call the police. Immediate action may be required to address this concern. Okay, perfect. So let's just put approve. And now, I can hear my phone vibrating. And then what we can do is we can go here. And it seems that there was an issue in sending the email and Slack message. Please ensure that So let's just do that. And then boom, it should be in Slack. And so let's just go to my Slack general channel and it says, well, this is one from before. Well, it's the same one. I just republished it. So yeah, very, very cool thing that we have here. And this is just something that we did with the initial, guide that Lemni provides us in the getting started stage. So now that we know that, now that we have that, we can kind of go and see Now that you have a good idea of how this works, you can go see how to set this up, right? So, in order to do that, we need to check out their interface. So the first thing to actually look at is the knowledge, right? So we have this knowledge base, and right now there's HubSpot, Stripe, Shopify, Gmail. It says soon you will be able to sync your contact data and your contact data, like your customers and whatnot, from Stripe into this. But basically, we can add custom sheets. So I added, for example, this sheet. This is like a CSV file of a list of emails that I downloaded. So it kind of has that as like a customer database. And I added my website, which is just like a course website that I created for building Framer apps, right? I just added these randomly. I didn't really use them, but what you can do is you can add specific websites. You can add your agency website, or you can add your e-commerce website if you have a Shopify store as a general data sheet. And think of it like as a folder with different files about your business, right? About data from your business, customers, purchase history, maybe data about your past clients, something like that. It's just like a knowledge base. Think of it as the AI agent's brain to kind of get trained on, right? Now, the second thing that we have here is the behavior tab, right? So we have the company, personality, communication, voice communication, which I haven't really tested yet, but must be interesting. And then GitHub issue reports. So, and then we can add different rule sets as well with different types of names and rules for this specific one. Maybe we can do something like, instead of such a general communication one, we can do something like Slack communication, right? So let's just delete this and let's just go one by one. So we have the company, and this is all provided from Lemni. So I didn't really write this. This is just like the standard thing, but we have a summary. So it says, it talks about Acme Inc. It's a software company that automates time-consuming workflows for businesses of all sizes. So it gives you like a quick, elevator pitch of what this company is, some highlights about the company, where they're from, their industries, their USPs maybe, and what they're passionate about, what they help customers the most with, maybe their features, right? And then giving a good, input on who the ideal customer is, right? Who the ideal customer is. So if you have, for example, if you are targeting people over the age of 45, you have an e-commerce brand, over the age of 45 men that are working in this industry, just, being random here, but you can just write that there, and they would have that kind of in their behavior, in their knowledge. So it's also like a type of knowledge base, but it's just taking into the account their behavior, right? So they're mixing this with how they write messages. They're mixing this with, they're essentially, using this behavior to communicate with you as the business end and to the customer, right? They have a good idea of the pricing, and you can generate something like this with a tool like Claude or ChatGPT. You can give them their website, you can give them your business plan, right? And essentially create something like this, and even add extra fields to this, right? So we have company, we have personality. You represent a company and have no personal identity. Avoid referring to yourself as an individual. Communicate from the perspective of the company. So it's more of a kind of bot personality. I would say you can also make it refer to itself as an individual that works for the company, maybe called John or something, and that it is represented as a real person, right? Communication, friendly and informal tone, positive sentiment, disclosure of AI. Okay, if asked whether you're an AI, clarify that you are an AI agent. So maybe this is a good thing to have in your communication behavior. Language matching, respond in the same language the user uses. So this is actually really interesting. So this, if you want to expand to different markets, if you want to have clients in, for example, Germany or something like that, or in Denmark, you can basically, this AI agent can respond in these languages, right? and respond to you in the English language. So task execution, proactive assistance. So anticipate common questions and needs, offer additional help solutions. So I think we saw that, for example, here, that says immediate action may be required to address this concern. So that might be a part of that proactive assistance. Clarity and simplicity, welcoming introduction. Cool. Voice communication, like I said, tone of voice. Maybe this is something with calls. Yeah, because I think that once we're going to check out these different agents, because there's 3 different variants of how to get started. One of them is with calls, so I guess it's this has to do with that. And then GitHub issue reports. So if you're working with a development team, if there's some type of bug, for example, as you can see, title app freezes when attempting to add new contact. This is a great way to create development tickets with your dev team to kind of, move the product forward. I think this is an essential thing to have for a SaaS company. It's very essential to kind of listen to your customers and, build off of that, right? So that was behavior. Now, if we want to look at agents, which is the next thing in this list. So we saw knowledge, behavior, now agents. What we can do is we can see that there are different types of agents here. So these are like pre-made by the Lemnni team. So sales lead. So use Apollo to collect basic info on a person, create a HubSpot contact and company from the data. So you can see that there's different things here, right, that are enabled in this agent, and then suggested things. So that's like a nice, plug and play way of creating an agent. So if I want to create a new agent, you go here, you create, you can call this John, right? And John is either receives calls on a phone number or can do some automated email work like we just saw with the Slack thing. And we have webhooks, and soon are coming, all of these different things are coming, which is going to be pretty interesting, right? Because this tool is quite new. All right. So once we create John, for example, we can create it as an email. And you can also switch here to phone, right? And you can choose an American number, for example, if you're in the USA. So it's automatically chosen. And then it says to upgrade my workspace, get unlimited phone agents. So either 98 or... So this is also something interesting to see. But in this case, we're just going to use an email. And then we can use things like GPT-4, Claude, Mistral. We can use something like Claude, which is pretty hyped up right now. And then here you can select the knowledge base. So we had a knowledge base right here with my sheet and with my website, and we can choose these 2, or we can just choose one, right? But I would just prefer to choose both of them. And then over here, basically it's with the behavior. So you want to choose all of them as a standard. And then what you do here is you just write a prompt. Obviously, you can use something like Claude to help you write this prompt. It says write an email to answer the questions. So it's giving you some suggestions as you are, as you click here. With the email to Slack, which is something that we created in the Get Started guide, it says write an email, answer the question and send it. So I would put comma, answer the question and send it using Gmail. When there is a negative sentiment in the email, send a short message to the general chat on Slack outlining the problem. So that's kind of the initial prompt for this agent. Now, before I look into this, I want to just go into actions. And these are basically different actions. So if I go back here, these are all different actions. And here you can have a good overview of different actions, right? These are all pre-made. So if I were to click here, you can kind of see the code, the source code behind this specific action. And if you are a developer, you can also create your own actions, integrating AI agents with your own APIs, right? If you have your own API. So going back to the agents, to this email and Slack, I enabled 2 actions. So I enabled send email. So it sends the email to me whenever I have a negative response. And we have send Slack message. So sending the Slack message to my Slack general channel. And basically what you have to do is just choose one of these. I already did it, but what you have to do is just sign in, and then you can put any member or just me. So any member within this workspace can basically submit an action or approve the action, I would say. And then we have send Slack message, which is basically the same. And then it gives you kind of a little description of what it is, which is pretty helpful. And then once that's done, once you set that up, it creates an email link for you, and then that's the email link that you have to kind of use in order to start the action. So if I were to send a negative email to this email, then the action starts off like that. And we can go ahead and see the other types of actions. So we use send email, there's a send Slack message, forward email, so it can forward to someone else, get Shopify customers, right? So fetch customers from your Shopify store, update Stripe customer. So whenever someone gets an email, for example, then this automatically gets your Shopify customers and sends them an email. You can do something like that. Walter get house, I don't really know what this is. Get calendar events, so you can, get your calendar events from your own calendar and create an event. Refund payments in Stripe, get your Stripe customers and kind of send them an automated response. Create Stripe subscriptions. So there's a bunch of different things, mostly with Stripe, Shopify, HubSpot, Linear, Gmail, and others, right? Now, when I saw this tool for the first time today, I was thinking, there might be a few cool business opportunities behind this, especially if you're like in the agency space or you're a freelancer trying to help other businesses around you or in your network. And I found this blog in the Lemnni.com website, and basically it states a bunch of different, opportunities that lay behind this tool. So we spoke earlier about this bug report. So whenever there's a bug via email, as you can see here, it creates an issue in GitHub and then sends a reply to that person that sent that initial bug report, right? So that can be one possible way of like helping maybe SaaS companies, evolve their company quicker, have a better structure in terms of what to fix, what types of bugs to fix in a efficient way, right? And there's other things like website form. Someone completes a website form via webhook in your website, and then you can use something like HubSpot to create a contact of this person, and then send a personal proposal. The AI agent will basically, it has this database of different features that you have, different things that you can provide to this company. And then in this form, what you can do is you can actually have a few fields saying what type of company are you, what's your budget, what are you trying to complete. Try to get as much information from this person, and then the AI agent can have a really good idea of what types of solutions it can propose to them. So that's another thing that we can create. Another thing here that I saw is with the call, you can create a contact and schedule a calendar event. This kind of reminds me of like if you're doing something like consultation, you can do some type of advertisement where the user is led to call, and then that kind of creates a contact and eventually sets up a calendar event just for you, right? So there's a bunch of different opportunities with this tool. I really like it. I really want to explore a little bit more and kind of apply it to my own community and agency in the future. And yeah, again, if you want to kind of read more about Lemnni, you can check out their docs. You can read some of their blog posts. They're pretty new, so it's not a lot. There's not a lot of content yet, but you can kind of get some ideas and play around with it. Again, like I said before, they're getting started guide. Once you sign up for free, by the way, once you sign up for free, it has a really nice video guide, step-by-step guide on how to create your first AI agent. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Hope you learned a little bit about creating AI agents without any code. And feel free to get started with Lemnni. It's quite new. It's invested by one of the most trusted investment firms or VCs, I would say, in the world. So yeah, check them out. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them below. I'd love to hear more about what you guys are building. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and bye-bye.